How does the sequel to one of the most influential horror movies of the 80s stack up? Well, stay tuned and let's find out. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 Freddy's Revenge hit theaters not even a year after the release of the first one in 1984. Wes Craven departed from the series after the first film and wouldn't return until many years later. So when Freddy's Revenge follows the story of Jess, a seemingly ordinary teenager who starts having strange dreams coincidentally after moving into a new house which 5 years prior housed a girl who went insane, or better I say, that was Nancy. And one thing you'll notice right off the bat about Freddy's Revenge is that you are introduced to a whole new batch of characters, or rather, I say characters. This movie really only focuses on one person, and it is kind of bittersweet, as you really get no closure with the characters in the last film. However, I find Jess to be a much superior character and a perfect replacement in this world. Now, rewatching this film for the second time, I gotta say, even though it doesn't hold a candle to the original, it is still a reasonable sequel that I actually found pretty good. Now, I'm not sure whether it was the actor or the characterization was great, but I found Jess to be a just a fantastic character. I really felt for him during the whole runtime of this movie. His unique friendship that was built up with Brady, I thought was pretty good, and overall, I just enjoyed seeing his story play out more so than the actors in the previous film. Also, this movie did take risks, and the story was intriguing enough, and it held my attention through the whole runtime of this film. I mean, it was pretty neat seeing the way Freddy manipulated Jess into committing these horrible acts, and really placing myself in Jess's shoes really had me questioning my own sanity. However, there are some stuff that is very unclear in this film. As we learned in the first movie, Freddy is seeking revenge on the Elm Street kids by going after their sons and daughters, and really, unless Jess is a son of an Elm Street kid, it's not really clear why Freddy is going after him or seeking some sort of embodiment. Oh, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyways, though the pieces seem to be there, and it is kind of left up to interpretation to fully understand the story, to me, it seems like lazy movie mistakes that they can't even get the facts of the first film right. And it's just not as smart as the film thinks it is, and it's kind of sad to see. I know I've praised the film up until this point, but it is severely flawed. As I stated just before, this film is very unclear with its story at times, but along with that, it also struggles with being too goofy at times, such as when Freddy crashes the pool party, or the climax of the film where Freddy is sort of defeated by the power of love, or the film's fascination with trying to shove as many gay innuendos into the story as possible. I mean, it's just laughable at times. And that's the thing about this film. You can go into it one of either two ways. You could see it as a straight up comedy, or you could go into this film and treat it like the horror movie that it is, about a kid struggling with his own sanity. And that's the part where that's the way I viewed the film and connected with it the most. Either way, if your expectations are low, I'm sure you'll get a kick out of this horror sequel. So by no means is this a perfect film, but there are enjoyable factors I liked about this film, and it is definitely not the worst sequel to come out of the Nightmare franchise. Sadly, it suffers from a lack of the original score in the first film, Freddy's glove goofiness, and just overall a lazy ending. As as with the first film and many other horror films, this movie ended with the killer actually not being dead, and that part had me rolling my eyes up until the credits appeared on screen. Also, with the town of Springwood seemingly not remembering the events of the first film that only took place a mere 5 years ago, it really had me rolling my eyes, and that'd be a trend you'd see in the Nightmare franchise up until the release of the third film, Dream Warriors, I believe. So with that being said, I do believe that the sequel does warrant a watch, and if you have your expectations straightened out, you'd definitely be in for a good time with this movie. So with that being said, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2: Freddy's Revenge gets a 6.5 out of 10. Alright guys, this has been your favorite Critic 26 with yet another review. If you like this video, please smack that like button as always, share it to your friends, and subscribe for future videos. My next movie review in this horror month kind of marathon review, whatever this is, will be of Nightmare on Elm Street 3: The Dream Warrior, so look out for that in a couple days. Something that I forgot to mention in this review is I found this story quite intriguing, and I really thought, well, this was the opinion that kind of developed while watching this movie, is that it could have worked a lot better on its own. I mean, if you watch all these movies back to back, you'll find that number two kind of sticks out and is different from the originals, and that is due to its kind of unique story. And like I said, I found it very intriguing, and I think that it could have worked perfectly on its own. Anyways, that's enough of that. Sorry if I was like all over the place with today's review. I'm running on a lack of sleep. So hopefully that is a good enough excuse. And yeah, guys, I'll see you next time. Peace.